Have you ever stood in front of your closet, hands on your hips, staring at a wardrobe full of clothes, and still felt like nothing really works anymore? Like somehow, the outfits that used to feel like you just don't feel right anymore? You're not alone. After 60, something subtle shifts. It's not that your style disappeared, it just evolved. The trouble is, most of us are still dressing for a version of ourselves from 10, 20 years ago. But here's the truth. Elegance doesn't fade with age. In fact, it can shine brighter than ever, if you learn how to let go of what's holding you back. I used to think the answer was finding the next trendy piece, the latest anti-aging fabric, or the right cut to make me look younger. But over time, I realized, the goal isn't to look younger. The goal is to look like you. The most confident, radiant, and graceful version of the woman you've become. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that can quietly chip away at that confidence. The wrong clothes. And more importantly, how to replace them with choices that celebrate you, not cover you up. We're diving into 5 types of tops that may be making you look older, more tired, or just less like yourself. And I'm going to show you how small changes can bring out your elegance effortlessly. If you've ever felt like your reflection doesn't match the way you feel inside, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what to avoid, but how to rediscover your style in a way that feels authentic, comfortable, and deeply empowering. Because after 60, your style story isn't over. It's just getting started. Section 1. Over-accessorizing. When your necklace talks louder than you. Let's be honest, we all love a good accessory. A statement necklace, a pair of bold earrings, a scarf with personality. They're fun, they make us feel dressed up, and they can completely change an outfit. But there's a fine line between accessorizing and letting your accessories take over the room. And after 60, that line gets even finer. I remember this moment a few years ago. I was heading to brunch with friends. I had on a crisp white blouse, a pair of dark jeans, and then I thought, let me spice this up. I added a chunky turquoise necklace, gold hoop earrings, 3 bangles, and just for fun, a printed scarf. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't see me. I saw noise. All of that was competing with my face, my eyes, my energy. And I'll tell you the truth. I looked more like a mannequin than myself. The thing is, as we age, our features soften. That's a beautiful part of growing older. There's a grace in it. But it also means that loud accessories can end up drowning us out. Instead of enhancing your look, they overpower it. And no matter how expensive or trendy that jewelry is, if it's the first thing someone notices about you, it's too much. Here's what I've learned. Elegance lives in restraint. Think of Coco Chanel's famous advice. Before you leave the house, take one thing off. That's especially true after 60. You're not dressing to impress anymore. You're dressing to express. And your accessories should tell the world something about you, not scream over you. Now, this doesn't mean you have to ditch accessories entirely. In fact, one well-chosen piece can elevate your whole look. A delicate pendant that rests right at the collarbone? Timeless. A single cuff bracelet? Sophisticated. A pair of pearl studs? Effortlessly chic. These are the kind of accessories that whisper elegance. They don't shout. Let's do a little visual exercise. Picture this. You're wearing a beautiful navy blouse. With it, you have a silver pendant necklace and matching stud earrings. Clean, simple, polished. Now swap that for a chunky bib necklace, chandelier earrings, and 2 rings on each hand. The outfit didn't change, but the energy did. One feels elegant and confident. The other feels cluttered and distracting. I want to be clear. This isn't about rules. It's about harmony. If you're wearing a bold necklace, let that be the star of the show. Keep the earrings subtle. Skip the extra rings. If your scarf is patterned and colorful, maybe let your jewelry take a backseat for the day. Let each piece breathe. Think of your outfit like a sentence. Every word matters. But too many exclamation points? You lose the message. Another tip? Choose pieces that align with your personality, not your past. Maybe in your 30s you wore big, funky earrings that made a statement. But now maybe it's about quiet confidence. You can still wear bold pieces, just balance them. A colorful necklace looks amazing with a monochrome outfit. A statement ring shines best when it's the only one. And don't underestimate the power of the right materials. Overly shiny plastic or faux gems can look cheap and juvenile. Go for textures with depth. Matte metals, polished stones, or natural elements like leather, wood, or even fabric. These feel grounded, sophisticated, and most importantly, they feel like you. Here's the bottom line. Your accessories should never enter the room before you do. They're here to support your style, not define it. Let your face, your posture, your presence be what people remember. Not your necklace trying to steal the spotlight. Because at this stage in life, you don't need to decorate yourself like a holiday tree. You already are the gift. Section 2. Shiny fabrics, when the light works against you. Let's talk about something that's deceptively beautiful. Shine. Satin blouses, glittery tops, metallic threads. They catch your eye instantly. And for a long time, I believed that wearing something shiny would bring energy, glamour, even youthfulness to my look. But here's what no one tells you. Sometimes that shimmer is working against you. Here's a moment I won't forget. I bought a gold satin top for a holiday party. It looked stunning on the hanger. Fluid, bright, luxurious. I put it on, stepped into the mirror, and I swear I could see every line on my body under those lights. It was like someone had turned on a spotlight and aimed it at every little area I wanted to soften, not highlight. It didn't feel flattering. It felt harsh. The truth is, shiny fabrics reflect light. And that reflection isn't always our friend. It bounces off our curves, exaggerates texture, and draws attention to areas we'd rather keep understated. And I'm not just talking about shape. Shimmering material can also highlight wrinkles, skin texture, and even create an illusion of volume in places we don't need it. But let me say this loud and clear. This isn't about hiding. It's about choosing fabrics that work with you, not against you. It's about honoring the woman you are now, not the trends that were designed for a different phase of life. So what works better? Matte fabrics. They're your best friend. They absorb light rather than reflect it, which gives your silhouette a smoother, more refined appearance. Think of soft cotton, brushed silk, linen, jersey knits. These fabrics don't scream for attention, but they let you take center stage. One of my personal favorites is a deep navy matte blouse. It skims the body, doesn't cling, and it moves with me, gracefully. I feel comfortable in it, polished, and I never have to worry about unflattering glare. And that's the beauty of matte. It's forgiving. It doesn't magnify, it flatters. Now that doesn't mean you have to give up shine entirely. You can still enjoy a little sparkle, just use it intentionally. A blouse with a thin metallic thread woven subtly into the fabric? Elegant? A pair of earrings with a soft gold finish? Lovely? A scarf with a touch of shimmer at the edges? Beautiful. The key is to keep it minimal and tasteful. Let the sparkle be a whisper, not a shout. Another tip I love. When you want to add visual interest, reach for rich, deep colors instead of shine. Jewel tones like emerald, aubergine, or sapphire offer depth and sophistication without needing to reflect light. They light up your complexion in a natural, flattering way. And more importantly, they age with you. not against you. I often say this to my friends. After 60, you don't need your clothes to shine. You're the one who's supposed to shine. Through your wisdom, your smile, your presence, your wardrobe is just there to support that glow. So next time you reach for that sequin top or high-gloss satin, ask yourself, is this enhancing me or competing with me? Because the most elegant women don't chase light. They become it. Section 3. Busy prints when your clothes are louder than you. Let's talk about patterns. We all love a good print now and then. Floral, geometric, stripes, animal. You name it. Prints have personality. They're fun, expressive, and sometimes feel like the easiest way to add something interesting to an outfit. But here's the thing. After 60, what used to work might not serve us the same way anymore. I'll be honest. I've had a few print disasters myself. There was this blouse I bought once with a big, bold tropical pattern. The colors were loud, the shapes were swirling, and I thought, well, at least it's not boring. But when I saw a photo of myself wearing it, I didn't see me. I saw fabric. I saw color. I saw chaos. That's the danger of busy prints. They take over. Instead of drawing attention to your face, your smile, your beautiful energy, they become the main event. And let's be real. No shirt should ever get more attention than the woman wearing it. When prints are too bold, think large-scale florals, sharp contrast stripes, loud color combinations, they can overwhelm your frame, especially as we age. Our skin softens, our coloring changes, and sometimes these busy designs clash with what we naturally project. Rather than complementing your beauty, they distract from it. So what's the alternative? Subtlety. Think small-scale patterns, soft colors, and prints with space to breathe. A blouse with a delicate floral print in neutral tones can look refined and feminine without feeling outdated. A striped shirt with thin lines in muted colors? Timeless. A gentle abstract or watercolor print? Elegant. One of my personal favorites is a light cream blouse with a soft blush print. Just enough to add interest. Not so much that it takes over the outfit. I feel like me in it. And that's what we're aiming for. Clothes that frame you, not drown you. Another tip? Balance. If you're wearing a patterned top, keep the rest of your outfit simple. Pair it with solid pants or a neutral jacket. Let one piece have the spotlight. And if you're drawn to bold prints, because I know some of us are, wear them in smaller doses. A patterned scarf, a printed handbag, a blouse with a print just on the sleeves or neckline. These give you personality without shouting. Here's something I say often. Elegance whispers. It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to prove anything. It just is. You've spent a lifetime becoming the woman you are today, full of experience, grace, strength. Your clothes should elevate that, not cover it in distraction. So the next time you're shopping and see a wild print calling your name, ask yourself, is this adding to my elegance or replacing it? Because the truth is, you are the story. Your outfit should just help tell it beautifully. Section 4. Tight tops. When your clothes start to breathe for you. We've all been there. You try on a top in the store, it hugs your waist, smooths your silhouette, and for a brief moment it feels like a win. But then you get home, sit down, and suddenly you realize you can't breathe. You're pulling, adjusting, holding your stomach in, and wondering how you're supposed to get through the next few hours without unbuttoning something. Here's the truth. Tight clothes don't make us look slimmer. They make us look uncomfortable. And there's nothing elegant about discomfort. I remember wearing a fitted blouse to a dinner once. It looked great, on the hanger. On me? It looked like I was trying too hard. I spent the whole evening fidgeting, crossing my arms, worrying about how I looked instead of enjoying the conversation. That's when I realized something that changed the way I dress forever. If I don't feel good in it, I don't look good in it. Tight tops, especially those that cling around the bust, waist, or upper arms, can draw attention to places we might not want to emphasize. And beyond that, they create tension. They don't move with your body. They fight it. And at this stage in life, I don't want to battle my clothes. I want them to support me. So what should you look for instead? Look for tops that follow your shape without hugging every inch of it. Think gentle draping, fabrics with a little stretch, cuts that glide rather than grab. A soft A-line shape, a flowy blouse with structure in the shoulders, or even a knit top with side slits. These pieces create a clean silhouette without the squeeze. And let's talk fabric. Jersey blends, viscose, stretch cotton, or lightweight knits offer movement and breathability. They won't dig in. They won't crease awkwardly when you sit down. They'll move with you, not against you. When you slip into the right top, you should feel like you. Relaxed, upright, free. Here's something I always suggest. Do the sit test. Before buying or committing to a top, sit down in it. If it tugs, pinches, or makes you want to adjust anything, that's not your top. If it passes the sit test, you're already one step closer to elegance. It's also okay to size up. Let me say that again. It's okay to size up. We've all been conditioned to believe smaller numbers on the tag mean we look better. But the reality is, the fit matters far more than the number. A size that fits your current body, not your goal body, will always look more elegant than something that's tight and restrictive. Because elegance isn't about looking a certain way. It's about feeling like you're exactly where you belong, even in your clothes. So here's the bottom line. Your clothes should never silence your confidence. You deserve tops that let you stand tall, breathe fully, and move with ease. That isn't just about fashion. It's about freedom. And at this stage in life, freedom is the most beautiful thing we can wear. Section 5. Baggy tops. When comfort starts to make you disappear. Let's talk about comfort. Because let's face it, after a certain age, we've earned the right to be comfortable. We've spent decades squeezing into pencil skirts, standing in heels, wearing whatever was appropriate. So yes, we crave softness, ease, breathing room. But there's a catch. Comfort, when taken too far, can start to erase us. Baggy tops are the ultimate temptation. They're easy to wear, they cover everything, and they feel safe. But here's the hard truth. Sometimes what feels safe is what's keeping us from being seen. I used to wear oversized tunics all the time. Long, boxy, flowy tops that I thought were forgiving. And sure, they didn't cling, they didn't squeeze, and they definitely didn't show my waistline. But you know what else they didn't do? They didn't celebrate me. They didn't show shape. They didn't show strength. They didn't show presence. And that's what elegance is about, presence. Baggy clothing might seem like it's helping, but what it often does is add visual bulk and remove definition. It swallows your silhouette, hides your posture, and instead of making you look more graceful, it can actually age your appearance. It's not about hiding your body. It's about framing it with intention. So, how do you balance comfort and shape? Start with structure. Look for tops that offer gentle tailoring, a soft cinch at the waist, a subtle taper at the sides, a curved hemline that flatters the hips. These small details can completely change how a garment works with your body. You don't need to wear tight clothes to show shape. You just need the suggestion of structure. Fabrics make a difference, too. Instead of clingy knits or shapeless cotton, try materials with light weight and a bit of body. Think silk blends, cotton poplin, soft linen. These fabrics hold form without being stiff, and they move with you without collapsing into a shapeless drape. One of my favorite tricks is layering with purpose. A well-fitted jacket over a slightly loose blouse instantly defines your silhouette. Or add a slim belt over a tunic to create a gentle waistline. No squeezing, just guiding the eye. These small styling shifts don't take away comfort. They elevate it. And here's something deeper. Sometimes we hide behind baggy clothes not because we love how they look, but because we're unsure how we feel about the way we've changed. I get that. I've been there. But the truth is, your body isn't something to conceal. It's something to honor. At this age, every curve, every change, every soft line is a part of your story. You don't need to dress like someone else to be beautiful. You just need clothes that make you feel seen again. So next time you reach for that oversized top, pause. Ask yourself, am I wearing this because it feels like me, or because I'm trying to disappear a little? Because you don't need to disappear. You've never been more worthy of being seen. Section 5. Baggy tops. When comfort starts to make you disappear. Let's talk about comfort. Because let's face it, after a certain age, we've earned the right to be comfortable. We've spent decades squeezing into pencil skirts, standing in heels, wearing whatever was appropriate. So yes, we crave softness, ease, breathing room. But there's a catch. Comfort, when taken too far, can start to erase us. Baggy tops are the ultimate temptation. They're easy to wear, they cover everything, and they feel safe. But here's the hard truth. Sometimes what feels safe is what's keeping us from being seen. I used to wear oversized tunics all the time, long, boxy, flowy tops that I thought were forgiving. And sure, they didn't cling, they didn't squeeze, and they definitely didn't show my waistline. But you know what else they didn't do? They didn't celebrate me. They didn't show shape. They didn't show strength. They didn't show presence. And that's what elegance is about. Presence. Baggy clothing might seem like it's helping, but what it often does is add visual bulk and remove definition. It swallows your silhouette, hides your posture, and instead of making you look more graceful, it can actually age your appearance. It's not about hiding your body, it's about framing it with intention. So, how do you balance comfort and shape? Start with structure. Look for tops that offer gentle tailoring, a soft cinch at the waist, a subtle taper at the sides, a curved hemline that flatters the hips. These small details can completely change how a garment works with your body. You don't need to wear tight clothes to show shape. You just need the suggestion of structure. Fabrics make a difference, too. Instead of clingy knits or shapeless cotton, try materials with light weight and a bit of body. Think silk blends, cotton poplin, soft linen. These fabrics hold form without being stiff, and they move with you without collapsing into a shapeless drape. One of my favorite tricks is layering with purpose. A W. Section 6. Dress to express, not to impress. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that style is about impressing other people, that what we wear says, "Look at me," or worse, "Approve of me." And for a long time, many of us played along. We wore the heels that hurt, the dresses that didn't quite feel like us, and the trends that came and went with every season. But at 60 and beyond, something changes, or at least it should, because at this stage in life, your style doesn't need to impress anyone. It needs to express who you are now. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you put something on and thought, "This feels like me"? Not what someone else would expect you to wear. Not what's trending on Instagram. Just something that made you stand a little taller, smile a little wider, and move through your day with quiet confidence. That's the goal now. That's what style becomes after 60. Not a performance, but a reflection. And here's the beautiful part. When you start dressing to express, not to impress, everything gets easier. You stop obsessing over what size the label says. You stop feeling the pressure to look younger. You stop comparing yourself to anyone else in the room. Instead, you start focusing on how you feel, on what makes you shine. For some of us, that's a classic white blouse and well-fitting jeans. For others, it's a flowing dress in a color that lights up your face. Maybe it's that pair of earrings you've had for 20 years, the ones that always bring you luck. Or that vintage scarf that reminds you of a trip you took when you felt truly alive. These are not just clothes, they are extensions of your story. Dressing to express means being intentional. Choosing fabrics that feel soft against your skin. Colors that match your energy, not your age. Shapes that let you move through the world with ease and grace. It's about building a wardrobe that supports your lifestyle and reflects your values. Ease, comfort, honesty, joy. And no, it doesn't mean giving up glamour or style. It just means redefining those words for yourself. Maybe glamour now is a red lipstick you love, not the sequin dress you used to wear. Maybe style now is the confidence to wear flats to a dinner party because you know you'll dance longer. There's freedom in that shift. A kind of clarity. When you realize you don't need to dress to impress anyone, you unlock a whole new level of elegance, one that comes from within, one that says, I know who I am, and I love her. So, as you go forward, try this. Before you get dressed in the morning, don't ask, will this look good? Ask, does this feel like me? Because when you dress to express, not to impress, you stop chasing approval, and you start showing up exactly as you are. And that, my friend, is what true elegance looks like. Your style, your power. So, here we are. We've talked about the tops that can hide you, overwhelm you, squeeze you, or even make you disappear. But more importantly, we've talked about something deeper. Your relationship with your style, your comfort, and your identity. Because in the end, this video isn't just about fashion, it's about freedom. It's about no longer asking permission to feel good in your own skin. It's about reclaiming the joy of getting dressed. Not for the world, but for you. And maybe no one told you this lately, so I will. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to evolve. And you're allowed to show up differently than you did 10, 20, even 50 years ago. You are not the number on a tag. You're not the trends in a magazine. You're a woman with a story worth honoring in every stitch, every shade, every soft drape of fabric that moves with your body, not against it. Your elegance? It was never in the sparkle. It was never in the pattern. It was never in the approval of others. It's in your posture, your smile, your courage to show up exactly as you are, gracefully, powerfully, and unapologetically real. So the next time you stand in front of your closet, I hope you see more than clothes. I hope you see possibility. I hope you see choices that reflect your spirit. And above all, I hope you remember, you've earned every inch of your elegance. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one piece in your wardrobe that makes you feel most like yourself? Tell me in the comments. I want to know your stories, your memories, your style wisdom. Because this isn't just a channel, it's a community, a space for women who are done shrinking and ready to shine. If this video spoke to you, I invite you to subscribe, share it with a friend who needs it, and join us as we continue redefining beauty. One outfit, one story, one empowered woman at a time. And remember, you're not dressing for a younger version of you. You're dressing for the incredible woman you've become. You've got this, and you're just getting started.